More and more people are finding their way to Albuquerque illegally. The feds say smugglers sneak them in. We've reported on the unprecedented increase in stash houses discovered throughout the city, where those people are kept on their way to other parts of the U.S. Now, KRQE investigative reporter Ann Perrette is asking how hundreds are making it across the border to Albuquerque.
It's 6 on a summer morning in Sunland Park, New Mexico. We're joining U.S. Border Patrol agent Fidel Baca. The earlier, the more active shift, he says, with temperatures still manageable.
The Santa Teresa Border Patrol station was the busiest station in the sector. I think as of right now it sits at second, but it's constantly been. Even earlier in the year, it would be top 5 in the nation.
It's part of the El Paso sector, which includes parts of West Texas and the entire state of New Mexico.
So we're approaching the border wall right now.
Agent Baca says while they see people climb the wall every day, all day, this mountain, Mount Cristo Rey, is utilized for entry because the wall doesn't run south of it. While looking up, his fellow agent spots a suspected smuggler.
He sits up there all day and he sends groups down all day. There he is. He's moving.
Using a cell phone, he says, to give those trying to cross directions based on where the agents are patrolling.
All this is organized. You know, you cannot come in illegally to the U.S. without paying what is known as some type of quota.
A fee, often thousands of dollars, paid to those smugglers.
Mostly fear is what leads people to hire smugglers. Not only are they fleeing from their countries due to fear, persecution, harm, threats, but also the fear of crossing to the U.S.
Anna Trio with the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center says many people consider smuggling safer and quicker than the legal entry process.
We know our immigration system right now is very broken. It is very, very backed up.
Meaning it can take months to even get an appointment through the potentially difficult to access federal government app, which she says can force people to wait at the border in what can also be unsafe conditions. When they do get that appointment, Trio says, they need to prove credible fear.
So it's very subjective to the hearing officer, immigration officer, on if they decide if your fear is credible enough. Just saying it's horrible in my country and I decided to come to the U.S. because it's better, that's not enough.
Plus, she says it's important to cross the border because you have to be in the U.S. to apply for asylum.
They're gonna have 2 bodies.
We're called to respond to an illegal entry.
Oh, no, they're right there. They're right there.
Our photographer runs after the agent, and when they get through the brush, the group turns around. The agents say they're coached to run, but another responding team is there to cut them off. They're brought to the patrol cars where agents pat the 3 down. Then, Agent Baca asks some questions for me.
Are they okay?
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene? Nah, they're in good health. They've been up there about 2 hours.
Were they meeting up with the smuggler?
¿Qué le dijeron, jefe? So the instructions that they were given was to keep going straight, passing the main road, and that they were going to get picked up at 1 p.m.
That's typical, the agents say. That pickup would have taken these 3 to their first of many stash houses on their way for the married couple to Minnesota, for the older man to New York State. All 3 previously tried to enter legally, explaining to the agent they paid 5,000 pesos to someone who promised a visa but never gave them one. So they resorted to this and admit it wasn't their first time getting caught. So how did Border Patrol spot the 3? Using motion sensing and infrared technology. One type is similar to a doorbell camera, providing a dispatcher with a photo.
They did tell us the number. They can tell us what they're wearing.
That camera isn't visible, but these autonomous surveillance towers are. Using artificial intelligence and combined with the other equipment, they can provide the direction a person is headed. But even with extra eyes, Agent Baca admits people do still get past them, which is why Albuquerque is discovering so many stash houses.
It's a 3-pronged approach.
Okay.
We need a good combination of infrastructure, technology, and manpower.
And recently, he says, the agency's been so overwhelmed with people crossing, manpower is hurting.
So what's going to happen is that we're going to move agents from the border to our processing facilities to care for these people, so then we're going to have less agents on the border.
Records show highway checkpoints struggle with manpower too. So when staffing is low, cars are waved through without an inspection, a green light smugglers pay attention to. Beyond that, the smugglers are calculated, Agent Bacchus says, sending a group of moms and children through on one side to distract agents from a separate group entering miles away.
Like I mentioned, this is all organized crime.
At the end of our time together, I'm still thinking about the 3 caught. So I ask.
They looked just distraught, upset, defeated.
Yes.
That got to me. What's that like for you?
It doesn't affect me, and let me tell you why. I take them to the stations and I see the records that come back. Murders, people that come with convictions of assault on children. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, everybody has a record. They don't. A lot of people, they are looking for a better living. They are looking to send money back to their families. The thing is that we cannot, as a country, know what's trying to come into our country.
Ann Perrette, KRQE Investigates.
I live here too. I care about where I live. I care about the quality of life. We are the eyes and ears of everybody here. It's important to me as a New Mexican. I'm Larry Barker, local reporting you can trust.
For more videos, like and subscribe.